Good evening, everybody, and welcome into a brand new look, but still historic Memorial Coliseum. This is BBN Tonight, and it's a very special day in the Big Blue Nation. And a lot of what we watched more than a handful of times, the shot clock started at 10, maybe 15 seconds. Is that drill specific today for Pro Day, or is that indicative of the big picture, how this team is going to play?
Let's bring Jack Goose Gibbons into this conversation now. Jack, we are cheating a little bit.
I'm gonna get down on.
Don't take it personally. Let's get to some big volleyball news now because the non-conference schedule is set. We have it right here. We get to unveil it.
It'll be 70% blue in there.
Yes.
I am with you on that.
The fans travel. The Governor's
Yes.
Cup does
Yes.
not. Still a very good defense.
Right, yes.
But when you have a bad game, you have to own up to it, and it's
Right.
not always just raising your hand and saying, my bad. You have to be better the next week. And along those lines, penalties really had not been a reoccurring problem all season, but they certainly were.
A way to have enough time to get open.
Yeah, Tom, they're up against time, and so are we. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk again next week. Not only that, he also showed a certain reverence for that position group as a whole. Benny Snell, Chris Rodriguez, Ray Davis, a trio of all-timers. Pre-game, we talked so much about time of possession in this matchup. Coming off a week where Vanderbilt dominated time of possession against Alabama, that's how they pulled off that win. Did it again to Kentucky, and Stoops always says, you never know which play is going to make the difference. We saw that come to fruition on Saturday.
This is way past my bedtime, even on a normal night.
Way past all of our bedtime. Good evening and welcome into BBN Tonight. Hopefully the holiday weekend allowed you and Brock Vandegrift, everybody a little extra time to catch up on some sleep. After a wild opening weekend in Lexington, we are breaking it all down with you tonight. I'm Maggie Davis. Mark Stoops has said it once. He has said it a million times, German. He does not want to see the play clock get down to 1, 2, 3 seconds again this season like it often did last season. How do you expect Stoops and honestly Bush Hamden to find the tempo that works best for this team with all that personnel you just talked about? We are joined now by the man who was an answer to a trivia question on the Jumbotron at Kroger Field on Saturday. Who is the voice of the Wildcats? Obviously, it is Tom Leach. One thing the Cats can't control is Mother Nature, and for more on the weather this weekend at Kentucky Proud Park, we bring in our friend, Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck. Bill, well, he pitched the Cats to a win against Florida this time last year on senior night, and now Darren Williams is on this side of things. He's here now to help us preview that same matchup, Cats versus Gators. Darren, how are you?
I'm pumped up, guys.
It's a big part of your recruiting pitch these past couple of years especially has been keeping the in-state guys. In-state did that with 6 guys this year, including the Smith twins. Their dad did an interview recently where he said you were the one who helped show them what being a hometown hero could look like. I asked them what that looked like to them today. Listen to this. And then there's the junior, Emilie Pitre, who grew up in, well, I'll just let him tell you.
Repentigny.
Did you catch that? It's a suburb of Montreal, Quebec. During our interview, Pitre told me there's not much of a baseball culture there. It is America's pastime after all. And yet baseball is the sport he was drawn to from a young age. When I asked him why, his eyes lit up, flashed a big smile, and he said, because it's the hardest. I'm competitive and I love a challenge. And what bigger challenge is there than the path Pitre has taken from Quebec to Lexington, all for a dream he didn't even know he had?